If the internet graveyard was a real place with graves for all the dead websites, which grave would be the oldest, which would be the most ornate, and which would you bring flowers to? How about the site that Reddit personally buried alive in its own grave? Dig. I would lay flowers on Club Penguin Frown. Motherfucking GeoCities. Bring flowers for MySpace. Bring flowers for Vine. Funny junk anyone. Hamsterdance.com. Flowers for Henterhaven. I would shit on Maddox. Photobucket, and MySpace. Omg and Ask Jeeves. Yahoo chat rooms. I lived there in the 90s. LimeWire. AltaVista. I think ICQ deserves an honorable mention here. So many memories of staying up late chatting to random people around the world. I would lay flowers on all those sites that use Adobe Flash, as they won't exist after 2020. As for the oldest grave, I'd say the first website to ever exist. If anyone remembers Picto and Me's frown. Ask Jeeves for the oldest, and I'd bring flowers to the Hun. Adventure Request / Neopets frown. Napster. I'd bring flowers to Old School Live Journal. In honor of all the angsty poems and fanfiction I wrote there. The site's still up, but I think it's been bought and is now hosted from Russia. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'd lay flowers for imnotakai.net. MySpace would be the most ornate cause, we'd all be there bringing gross tacky things to put on it. And AIM would be the oldest. I'd bring flowers to Tetris friends. I would bring flowers to the old Gamespy servers. My friends and I used to play Rainbow Six, the very first one, on there all the time on 56k dial-up. Good times. The Space Jam website's grave would get my flowers. Napster, Tulip, Rose. I'd lay flowers for Lemurkets. Planet Half-Life, CS Nation, Gamespy Network. Maybe even MS Zone for frick's sakes. But I can't classify any, it's a hazy group of memories. Zanga blogs. I go to its grave every once in a while to make sure my teenage rambling cannot be found. Siberian Outpost. First e-commerce site I ever ordered from. I would lay flowers on Wyville's grave. Most ornate would easily be Photobucket given all the emo aesthetic pictures I found there. R.I.P. Not www, but what about the Gopher pages of the early 90s, all ask/text based? There were some amazing ask pictures. Greatest Journal R.I.P. my RP characters. Oldest would be some crazy military thing from when the internet was first conceived. Most ornate would probably be some social media site, and I wouldn't bring flowers to any of them. YouTube. I'd bring flowers for Ebaumswald. xe.com forums RIP Moray Eel. Glub glub. Oh man, remember Friends Reunited? You had to pay £5 in order to message anyone. Tekken Nation. Such an awesome website for casual Tekken fans. The Space Jam website is a thing of old school beauty. It's not dead, but it's pretty close to death. I'd bring my flowers to Oink's Pink Palace or what.cd, personally. The oldest would be so worn away, that nobody still living can remember who it's for. I have no clue what the most ornate might be. I'd be bringing flowers for Exo Jane. A car crash of epic proportions when it was dying, but damn if I didn't visit it every day. I would bring flower for Dab. RIP Dab 2016 to 2017. Miss that D. Pets.com comes to mind. I would bring flowers to Inside 13 community site, so many memories. MySpace. Flowers for Unix punks and Kitty Radio. Check the Wayback Machine. Only Google Reader. RIP. I would bring flowers to mipugmax.com. Why? Because I loved Max the Pug back in the day. Friendster. I would give it lots of flowers. I used to spend hours finding the correct background image and song. Reading testimonies from friends was fun, as well as getting the ultimate compliment of being a featured friend. Not sure about the oldest, probably either a Star Trek forum or some old porn site. The most ornate would probably be the $1 Million homepage, and I'd go lay flowers for my Neopets. Megaupload, damn I miss that one. I would put some crazy floral-esque creation on Regretsy. Tech9 Frown Cod 4 forum. I carry a torch for Zombo.com. Technically not dead, but a bit of a zombie, you know. Still, you can do anything. Personally, I would bring flowers to Monster Rancher Metropolis, which helped me a lot with MR2. www.askjeeves.com. 1 MySpace. 2 Club Penguin. 3 Vine. This is a start. http://killedbygoogle.com. I would bring so many flowers to www.bionicle.com. I'd leave flowers at UPFK, the first Harry Potter fan site on the internet. The unofficial Harry Potter fan club was great, but when WB bought the movie rights, most fansits like this were forced to shut down by WB due to copyright and trademark concerns. Consumption Junction. I'd bring flowers to the grave of OMG Pop. Loved that website. The reboot isn't nearly as fun as the original. I'd bring flowers to the Lone Wolf book series web page. Flowers for bonus.com. In the back corner, secluded under some ivy, there would be this forgotten, worn down tombstone surrounded by some weebs weeping. Here lies somemanga.com, the greatest manga site that ever was. Gone but not forgotten. Fuck Voots. Probably gonna bring some to Reddit soon if redesign is anything to go by. I'd lay flowers on the rotting corpse of cracked.com. I know FARC isn't dead, but it's definitely on life support, and a nurse is giving serious thought to just holding a pillow over its face. //es. I would bring flowers to Anime It. It got shut down recently and it was my favorite Spanish anime site. I'll bring flowers for the porn site of Tumblr. Meme Pool. GeoCities. Oldest. Ask Jeeves. Most ornate. MySpace. Which would I bring flowers to? I was gonna say RuneScape. But it's actually still going strong. I'll never forget you, at La Vista. Does anyone remember those old Flash animation sites that came out during the turn of the millennium? Joe Cartoon. Homestar Runner. Killfrog. All those are gone and dead, for the most part, but were a big part of my early preteens. I think they would deserve some flowers for delivering OC before it was even a thing. A recent death. I would lay flowers on rab.it. Thanks for giving my friends, my boyfriend, and I, a fun time. The oldest would probably be Ask Jeeves, the most ornate would be MySpace. Yeah, they're still around, but a shell of their former glory, admit it, and I would lay flowers down at Zanga Lamau. Tumblr gets flowers because it killed itself by banning porn and therefore banning 90% of its users. I don't care if it's still up, Tumblr is dead. I was going to say anipike.com for the anime people of my age and then realize it's actually still up, sort of. If the internet graveyard is a thing, Anipike's a GD zombie that needs to be put down. Suck.com. Suck.com gets the flowers. It was one of the earliest ad-supported content sites on the internet. Suck featured daily editorial content on a great variety of topics, including politics and pop culture. Archived example. Its intended readership was the so-called Generation X. The website's motto was a fish, a barrel, and a smoking gun. Despite not publishing new content since 2001, the site remained online until December 2018. Older than pretty much everything I've seen here so far, I'd go visit GNN's grave, Global Network Navigator. It started in the early 90s, and was actually my ISP in 95, one of the few that would take payment using a checking account in the days before I had a credit card. It had such features as an internet website directory, literally a list of clickable links, way before search engines. During its ISP incarnation, they had their own browser that had multiple panes that were all visible at once, so you could bring up 4 pages at a time and see them all together. This was well before tabbed browsers were introduced. RIP Global Network Navigator, gone but never forgotten. I don't remember the URL, but for like one day there was this site where you could upload a picture, and then send an email to someone that would just have a 10 seconds clip of that Nickelback video saying look at this photograph, and it would replace the photo in the video with the one you uploaded. It got taken down obviously, but I would fuck that site so hard. Wait, what game are we playing? Netscape Navigator, burn in hell. Friendster anybody? Flowers for Cosmo.com, RIP you amazing, internet boom fueled, terrible business idea. You were too beautiful for this world. For those who don't remember, Cosmo.com was basically a site that delivered from convenience stores. Want a candy bar, a rental video, and a pack of cigarettes at 2 a.m. Cosmo would bring it to you. Yes, it was in that brief overlap where rental VHS and the internet were a thing at the same time. I'd be laying on the grave of Google Plus because that was ironically the best platform despite Google pulling a Google and fucking it over. RIP AOL Instant Messaging. GeoCities would have a monumental tomb. MSN/AIM would just get some flowers. And the oldest would be World Wide Web Nexus. I would bring flowers to a little used Harry Potter forum from 2002 to 2004 that had like 4 other regular posters. We were tight-knit friends who posted constantly for nearly 2 years. Then the site got hacked, and we all just kind of stopped posting. I lost someone I thought of as my best friend. I actually still use her username as my gamer tag as an homage.